everyone, welcome to the Christmas Fair. Today I'm going to take you through our blow mold collection. If you are not familiar with blow molds, they are an outdoor decor piece for the holiday time and Halloween. And they are originally from the 60s and 70s era of decorating. The ones that I have are not the vintage kind, but they are replicas of ones you would find from the 60s and 70s. They are usually a very thick plastic. They tend to last through all kinds of weather. And I have a collection of candlesticks as well as some characters. So I thought it would be fun to show you that collection today. So the first set that I'm going to show you are blow mold candlesticks. And these ones I found on QVC after a Christmas in July sale toward the end of July. And the original brand is Mr. Christmas. They are the designer of this type of candlestick. I was able to find these guys, sets of two, they're sold in. I was able to find them for about $25 to $30 for a set of two. That is on clearance Christmas and July time. So sometimes you can find these for a lot more expensive, up to like $80, $90 at the regular retailer, as well as Amazon and some of the big box stores. But I really like these types of candlesticks because one, I can't even fit it in the frame. They're huge. They're like 2.5 feet tall. They do have a battery pack on the bottom that is water resistant. And then it does glow gold at the top, which I'm going to show you in another set that has a set of batteries. So they're very lightweight. And then once you put the batteries in the bottom, they do have a little bit of weight to them, which is nice because it helps them from blowing over. And then in these sets, you'll also see a small hole, and it comes with stakes for each item. I really like these. These are the ones when I decorated our yard last year. These were the only things left standing once I used the stakes, including our inflatables that did not end well. But I really like these, so I actually bought more as it was after Christmas, and I have found them on deep discount. I ended up buying 16 total, so I definitely have a problem. But I don't plan on getting any more of the candlesticks unless I find them at like a rock bottom price. We have plenty to use in our windowsills. We have some thicker windowsills, so I think they would be nice to put in our big windows. And then they also can sit, on a front step. They can sit in the yard because it does come with the stakes. So I do have 4 of the gold sets, as you can see. And then I will show you the silver and the candy cane. So here are the candy cane blow mold candles. And these ones are all Mr. Christmas. This is the one that has the batteries in it on the bottom battery pack. And I will turn it on so you can kind of get a view of it. Now it's not going to be the true color that you're seeing, but this is how it glows. And I'll kind of sit with it for a minute. You can tell that it's a flickering flame. And when they are lit up in the yard, it does have a nice touch to the yard or the window, wherever you're gonna set it. So I really like these. The top with the bulb, this bulb is a little fragile. I do have one that I accidentally cracked the frame around the bottom. I'm just gonna hot glue that one. I'm not gonna throw it away. But when you're lifting it, be sure to lift it by this frame at the top and not the candle glass at the top. I think it's more of like a thin plastic. But it is a really nice candle. So when you see it kind of glowing in the back, it's very glittered and it's very shiny when you put it outside and in the window. Any kind of light that reflects it, you can just kind of see the lighting that is just reflecting off of all of it. And the candle does look really nice when it's glowing. I'm hoping to see some more colors in these. They do come out with these. I think Christmas in July is usually where I have seen the new ones. They often carry like green, some pinks, and I want to say at some point I've maybe seen black or orange. That might just be my imagination running away with me. But I do have a couple of these, which are the candy canes. I really enjoy these. I think they're going to be a great addition to the yard this year because we just had a couple last year and then I've collected them as they've been on super deep discount. But I think it's a great item. It's a good addition to the yard. And when I store them, they're not really big and bulky. They do take up 1 or 2 shelves in our basement for storage, but they're very lightweight. And then, like I said, once you put the batteries in the bottom, they tend to have a little bit of weight, but it's not something that's unmanageable. The next set that I have is the red. And this one I feel like is similar to the gold. It's just very vibrant with all of the glitter, all of the sparkle. I think these are great. I have 4 of them total. I'm excited to use these this year, but I just wanted to show you all the red gathered together. In case you're doing a color theme, like I said, they have many colors. And you can find these at a bunch of different retailers. This video is not sponsored, but I just wanted to share them with you because they have become a favorite of mine, especially for decorating throughout the winter. You could use the silver and the gold just kind of through winter if you wanted to, and maybe the candy cane, but it's nice that they have a lot of Christmas themed colors as well in case you are focusing on one color scheme. Here is the silver that I have. Again, glitter all around. And then I wanted to show you what it looks like with the stake in the side. So these are the stakes that it comes with. I believe it's 3 holes around, so it comes with 3 stakes. And these just pop right into the ground. This is a really cute piece. I think I have batteries in this one. Let's take a look, yeah. So you can kind of see how it looks on another color. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got 4 of the silver as well. And these might even be cute if you have a larger staircase or you have a bigger home. We have an average size house in upstate New York. So if you have one of the curling staircases or a staircase that's kind of like a grand staircase, these might be really pretty on a grand or a larger staircase. I probably could do them in our house as well. But I would go for a mini version, and I have seen mini versions of these at retailers and QVC. If you can't tell, I talk a lot about QVC. It tends to be one of my favorite go-to places for items. They do great discounts and they have a lot of variety, and they allow something called easy pay. So if you're trying to do things on a budget, but you're trying to also build a collection, that's a nice advantage too. But I really like the silver. The silver and the gold were the original ones that I started with. And I think when I started last year, I just had silver out in the yard. So if you can't tell, I'm so excited to add these to our windows, to the inside of our house this year. And these would even look cute flanked next to a fireplace. The next piece I want to talk to you about is actually not blow mold, but it is a resin. Resin, I guess, is another type of outdoor material that companies have been using for outdoor decor. It's weatherproof, just like the blow molds, but this guy does have a battery pack on the bottom. He's a little bit heavier because it's resin. And it does have the gasket too, so it makes it water resistant outside. I've had this one for about 2 years. He does have a small crack on the bottom, but I'm not gonna let that stop me from using it. I really like this piece because when it does glow with the batteries inside, the little gems that are placed throughout each of the characters also glow. So at the holiday time, it's a nice little glow, whether we use it on our porch, on the inside of our house. These ones, I think, if I haven't said it already, I believe are the Kringle Express brand from, you guessed it, QVC. So this was another Christmas in July find. If you guys aren't familiar with what Christmas in July is, or if you're new to building your Christmas collection, or if you're in your young 20s and you're looking at starting out and trying to build stuff for the holidays, Christmas in July is a huge thing that retailers do, and they want to clearance out a lot of what they have left over from the previous Christmas. That's kind of how Christmas in July started. I think it was through retailers maybe 30 or 40 years ago. But now it's a great time of year for people that want to find stuff that is Christmas related on deep discount and clearance. Some places I've seen will still roll stuff out for Christmas in July at full price. You just have to shop around. I have a bunch of the shopping apps on my phone that I tend to compare prices to. And when I say shopping apps, I mean QVC, Amazon, Target. So I'm just trying to compare them. If I'm looking for an item, I will try to compare the prices. But as far as outdoor decor, on sale, deep discounts, QVC has been my best spot to find it. Occasionally you can find stuff after Christmas as well. I've found some, the next pieces I'm gonna show you, from Home Depot and Lowe's. Sometimes those are hit or miss because as soon as Christmas is over, they're gone. Some of the pieces are completely gone. People are waiting at the door to get them on deep discount. But this is cute. It's a gingerbread couple. Again, I probably don't need any more outdoor decor, but unless I find something at like a rock bottom price, I would like to add a couple more characters like this. And they do have these characters that are the resin, a little bit thicker, a little bit heavier. They have these in Halloween format too through QVC. So I do like that aspect of this collection, that you can kind of add a bunch of different seasons in, and they will go together with the aesthetic because it's the same type of shiny resin, heavy duty. So this guy is obnoxiously big. I would say he's about 2.5 to 2 feet tall. This is a minion that we found, my husband actually found, on after Christmas clearance at Home Depot. So that's another place to shop after Christmas. I think we found these guys for 20 bucks. The piece that I found before, you can kind of see them in the frame here still. That one I think was 40. That's more than I normally spend on outdoor pieces. If you've watched some of my other videos, I do talk about staying within a certain budget, and anytime I'm adding something to home decor pieces, my goal is to not spend over $30 on that single item. The max I'll go is about $40, but my reason for that is, one, we've always been on a budget and that's just how our household is. And two, if it were to ever get damaged or broken or stolen, which has happened in some of the neighborhoods where we live, I wouldn't want to be out so much money from a piece of decor. So we have had pieces break over time. The inflatables that we had last year just did not work out. And then my husband accidentally ran over them with the snow blower that we have. So those did not end well, and those are around $30 a piece. So at least if something breaks or gets damaged, you're not spending $150, $200. Because some of these guys can get very expensive. I've seen these types that maybe are a little bit taller go for over $100. So this was a steal. It does have, I'll try and spin him around slowly. He is a big fella. So this guy here does have a battery pack in the back. It's water resistant, and then it just has the little screw holes to hold the batteries in. And then it does have, he's actually still lighting up, his batteries are still good. Not sure if you can see it, let's see. You can see a few of the lights glowing here, so there are some that are on top too. He's just so big, it's hard to move him. But these ones and our Mickey Mouse I'm gonna show you next do have some of the glowing lights, which is really nice, and I really like the size of him, heavy in the bottom so it doesn't blow over. But these guys were a great addition, and I couldn't believe he found them for 20 bucks. The next piece that I have here is our Mickey Mouse, and he was also a Home Depot after Christmas find for about 20 bucks. And he has the same feature as the Minions, and if his batteries still work, you're gonna see it light up at the top. These ones, I think originally were between $40 and $50, and he does have some lights growing through his belly too in his coat. So I was very pleased when my husband found these. We do have a couple more Minions, I think, but these ones I wouldn't mind getting a couple more. It'd be fun to have different characters. We're not diehard Mickey Mouse or diehard Minion fans. They were just the perfect addition to some of our outside decor. And the Minions tend to be really popular around this area. We're in upstate New York, and we've noticed that Minions just tend to be all over the place here, so they must just be a local favorite. But this guy was perfect. I think last year we also saw a form of these that were like puppy dogs, and then we also saw Minnie Mouse and a couple other branded characters. The next piece that I have here is an Easter bunny that I found after Easter from Hobby Lobby. I believe it was between 60 and 70% off. And we did have an inflatable Easter set that we used this past year, but unfortunately we had a really strong day of a lot of wind, and it ended up ripping, and it ended up not working anymore. So I think it's safe to say we are done with inflatables. We have friends and neighbors that use inflatables, and they do great. I can't seem to find the science that makes them last. Even if we use the tie-outs and we put everything on timers, we just have had really bad luck with them. So I think we're gonna be sticking with blow molds. But this guy in the back is actually a plug-in. It's not battery operated, but he comes with 2 different sections of lights. And I guess if you wanted to, you could change the bulb color. So if you wanted to do, you know, a more pastel set, you could, but I'm just gonna leave them with the clear bulbs. I think the clear looks great. And I love that the companies are coming out with things other than just Christmas. So I think he'll be a nice addition to our outdoor decor for a different season. Thank you all so much for watching today. I would love to know what your favorite blow mold in our collection is. If you collect blow molds, please let me know what you have in your collection in the comments below. I will see you in the next one. Merry Christmas.